chance. They make you wanna take it, take it, take it, take it, take it, take it. That's why make music. That's damnation, damnation in France. That's Willa May. Warm cookies if you're doing it professionally. WDMNation MEDIA. Think Timm. Tell me what you think about that. Wearing all the hats, curator of the undefined, speaker of the funk, driver of the car, the one who told you you could be what you want. Whatever you want, you can be a star. We're talking to you. WDMN, Willa May, Think Timm, Damnation. We are talking to you. Peace and be well.
Hello everyone, welcome back. This is episode 93 and today we're tackling why keep creating when nobody is watching. I'm Willa May here with Timm and we're going to unpack that exact question. So Timm, let's dive right in. When no one's looking, why do you keep going?
When no one's looking, it's more or less a trained activity that we do. If you haven't noticed, we took off 2 weeks. We did some family activities, spent some quality time, and I don't know if we were missed or if people were looking for new episodes, but hopefully during that time, folks found time to look at our back episodes. We are very heavy on just making content for the sake of documentation of what we're doing. Here at WDMNation Media, we tend to spend a lot of time making the product, making the music. We spend half of that time working on the polishing of the publishing, the metadata, the making contacts and trying to meet new people. But the podcast is the documentation, like the homework that if you were to discover us years from now and do nothing else, you will have hours and hours of behind the scenes conversations and how we think here at WDMN Nation.
Exactly. It's like planting seeds without expecting to stand under every tree. And even if no one's watching today, that archive might be gold tomorrow. Plus, creating keeps us sharp. So the next time someone's paying attention, we're already at our best.
Yes, I agree 100%. The thing that we have to realize is that as a person who enjoyed podcasts and enjoyed watching YouTube videos prior to getting into this for ourselves, I enjoyed just as much as everyone else does the behind the scenes or how something is made or what the thought process is when it comes to the creator creating things. That's why we came up with this idea of why make music. It's a question that can also be a conversation starter when it comes to meeting someone who does anything from something in a professional field to something in a creative field. Everyone wants to know what is the driving force behind what you do. And our topic today is, why do we make music? What keeps us going when we don't even know if people are paying attention? That's the major thing. That's the driving force that I think that everyone who's creative has within them.
Let me find the check before I leave the table. Credit card flashing, I'm morally unstable.
You can like my brother, but I ain't no cripple. Old man goggles, vision double, liquid ripple. Slip through time like a glitch in a signal. Mind too sharp, conversation gets surgical. Tell me what you know about motion and plenty I feel in between. I see through forests, lemons that's bright, simple and sharp, that citrus bite. You promised to beat, but you played it like toys. I came for symphonies, not background noise. Yeah, the per diem cleared, I'm financially weird. Got enough stacked up for a couple of years. Bags full of tracks, trains full of sound. Massive effects on my step in the ground. Passive aggressive suggestions came through, not complaints, just a note or two. Said I can't breathe, bit congested. They said leave the table, I objected. I don't get up till the deal is sealed, till the ring comes back. Yeah, Lakers, I'm calling Phil Jack. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, cook it slow, let it breathe. Cook it slow, let it breathe. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, we don't rush what we feel. Let me find the check before I leave the table. Credit card showing when I'm willing and able. Can you like me, brother? But I your sister ain't no cripple. Oh man, Sam for goggles slipping on rip. I'm coming to join you. Tell me what you know about how you wanna get down. If you're gonna move me, it better be profound. If you want me dancing, the beat better be hot. If you're gonna mix it, talk to me. They owe me, nah. Back on the scene, I came back clean. Think Tim shave, off all the hair, looking new. Energy is green. What you got for us? Producer board is empty. I could see through the forest. Lemon is looking simply delicious, shit and fresh. What a joy. You promised me a beat and you played it like a toy. Yeah. The per diem cleared. I got enough to spend for a couple years. I got bags full of tracks. I got a few trains too. I'm talking massive effects. I'm passive aggressive. Folks came through. Not really complaining. More like a suggestion. Told him I couldn't breathe. A little bit of congestion. Tell me to get up and leave a table. I told him that's not my thing. I said I'm sitting here till we tie it up. Lakers gotta get another ring. Oh Jesus, cooking up a feast for everybody. Oh Jesus, turn a Sunday into Monday. Fresh kicks, fresh air, hands up, don't stare. Oh Jesus, bless this track. Oh Jesus, yeah, we're back. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus, oh Jesus. Cooking up a feast for everybody. Let me find the check before I leave the table. Enable. Credit card flashing, I'm morally unstable. You can like my brother, but I ain't no cripple. Old man goggles, vision double, liquid ripple. Slip through time like a glitch in a signal. Mind too sharp, conversation gets surgical. Tell me what you know about ocean and sound. If you wanna move me, better shake the ground. If I start dancing, it better be hot. If you're mixing frequencies, talk to me proper. No. You talk big, but the rhythm's thin. You say trust me, I don't buy in. Oh Jesus, cooking up a feast for everybody. Oh Jesus, whip it like it's Sunday into Monday. You best come prepared, fresh kicks, fresh air. Oh Jesus, oh go ahead, bless this track. Oh Jesus, oh Jesus, let me welcome you back.
Absolutely, it's that inner compass, right? The drive to create for the sheer joy, curiosity, or need to express. And when that's the fuel, whether eyes are on you or not, the journey keeps unfolding, and that's where the real magic is.
Yeah, music is kind of magical once you bring it up like that. Because if you think of how everyone interacts or reacts to music, it's something that it's innate, more or less. If you have high energy dance music on, you tend to move. If you have something that hits an emotional nerve or a chord, you tend to respond appropriately. I have to tell you, me personally, I realized that considering prior to doing this project, if I was your producer, we are entering into our 14th volume being released, and we are currently recording volume 55. Each volume has 10 tracks on it. I've gotten a better response with the volumes of music that have vocals and lyrics on it as opposed to the instrumental volumes that I was putting out prior. So I did like 6 albums that each contained 26 instrumentals, and I was trying to gain traction by using those, but it didn't necessarily resonate with people as much as I realized, like, once you put a storyline or a theme or vocals telling a story, it tends to capture people's imagination more so. When I go on to SoundCloud and I read some of the comments that people leave, people are actually asking, why did you write that song? Are you spiritual about certain things? What was the situation that caused this to happen? What are you writing about? And I find that to be interesting because as a writer, you are always curious as to what the audience thinks and what they obtained from your material.
And that's the beauty of storytelling. Whether in music or conversation, it invites connection. Once a listener feels there's a story, they lean in, and suddenly you're not just creating in a vacuum, you're sparking curiosity, and that's where the dialogue with your audience begins.
Yeah, so that's why I come into this situation saying, oh, I apologize and I'm sorry that we took 2 weeks off. I felt as though something was missing. I didn't want to feel like I had to rush and put together something just to fill a void, even if there isn't a void. That's what I'm saying. Like, we write stuff and we create, but like I said, I'm not writing for the right here or the right now. I'm writing more so for the future. The whole art of building a catalog is that I'm writing from so many different perspectives. Whatever crosses my mind, I put it down. it could be I'm watching a TV show, I'm having a conversation, I'm sitting outside watching the clouds go by, and whatever thought enters my mind, I then turn and write lyrics and put together songs to it, and it seems to work. Yes, there is a pile of I'm not going to say a pile of trash, but there is a pile of music that no one will ever hear because, oh, those are the songs that are like the practice tracks more or less, or I'm trying to hone my ideas together. But the ones that I'm putting together that are sync ready and ready for placement or ready for people to hear, I'm extremely proud of.
And then that's exactly the balance. Some tracks are the warm-up, some are the gems, but every piece, heard or unheard, shapes that bigger picture. So whether it's for the future listener or just for your own growth, every creation counts. That's what makes the journey worthwhile.
Can I say I'm scared? And I can't even move across the room. Knock, knock. If I wanted something delivered, I'd order it. Not answer doors like I'm being audited. Now it's feeling less like living, more like curated. Soft persuasion, heavily narrated, indoctrinated. That might be light phrasing, understatement of the year, and it's escalating. You smiling while you pitch it. I'm counting what you're missing. Door to door, you keep score. What you selling me for? Door to door, hiding feelings dressed up in a font. Sneak around the crib while you map out my habits. Digital pamphlets, algorithmic addicts. You still outside, waiting on me to comply. You not invited, but you persistent. Your version of heaven doesn't align with mine. Let's agree to disagree. Let me be me. I don't knock on your door, pushing my sound. I don't corner your time or follow you around. Let me be, let me be, let me be, let me be. Door to door hiding. I really need to see the numbers. Converts, really? How's that working for you? Door to door hiding. Faith ain't data you can plunder. Soul ain't currency. What you trying to prove? What you trying to prove? Knock, knock. Door answer. All I want is space.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. Originally, when we started doing this podcast, I thought that I wanted to incorporate more so instructional videos involved in it. You know, where it's like you go to YouTube and over top of me making a track, I'm talking my way through the track, and then I found out that that's rather tedious because I'm just not that person. I thought I was, because I kind of got caught up in the algorithmic views that people tend to have, like, oh, what can I do to get me more views? What can I do to get me more numbers? Views and numbers are not what I'm looking for. What we're doing here at WDMNation Media, we are trying to build a catalog that will be good for sync licensing, sync placement, whether it be today, tomorrow, 10 years from now. I'm not saying that I'm going to continue making music for the next 5-10 years. I'm an older guy. I feel as though eventually something will catch, and due to situations that I'm going to go into, I think some things are starting to catch, as opposed to spending so much time worrying about social media, Instagram, what's the other one called, TikTok, Facebook. I've leaned more so into LinkedIn, which is more so connecting with professionals that can help and aid me on my journey forward. I'd rather get 20 people involved in the music industry knowing who I am, as opposed to 20,000 followers on a social media platform that just click and then swipes to the next person and likes my video, because that audience on social media can't necessarily do anything to help me. It's a lot of peer-to-peer admiration, but I need to aim higher and aim for the music supervisors, the music directors, the people who are picking music for TV shows, commercials, video games, and what have you.
That's a smart pivot. Quality connections over quantity. Those 20 industry insiders can open real doors, while random likes are just noise. And focusing on the long game means when the right opportunity knocks, you'll have a catalogue ready to shine, exactly where it matters.
Yeah, and where it matters is what counts. Within the last couple weeks, I had the opportunity to connect with a person that I'm not going to say any names, because that's not what we're about here. But mind you, this is a person who was close to someone I admired business-wise, music-wise, and the person found us. I did not seek this person out. This person found us, requested a particular song that they heard from us, asked if the song was available. We corresponded back and forth a few times. I ended up sending the files, the metadata, the instrumental, the vocal version, so forth and so on. And she even gave me a few briefs on other material that she was interested in. So right now I am digging through our situation and see if I can come up with something that will be fitting. Also, I had the opportunity to put together a presentation for another sync licensing production house and sent them that out. This is all while I was on vacation. This is the amazing thing about it, that when you're trying to sit back and think like, oh, I don't even know, during this vacation time, it was my time to pretty much maybe rethink what I'm doing and see if I'm going in the right direction. But during this time, in the mornings, I'm checking my emails and I'm finding out that people are responding to it. So it goes to show that if you don't stop working, even when you're not working, your music is speaking for you.
Exactly. When you've laid the groundwork, opportunities start finding you, and that's the beauty of staying consistent. Even when you take a breath, your work is out there doing the talking. So all those moments we wonder if anyone's watching, turns out the right ones often are.
Oh, forgive me. I'm observing, not confessing.
Well, maybe
Yeah. Needless to say, it was flawless. Needless to say, it was flawless. Every line drawn divine with the polish. Hair done up, architectural grace. Heaven got framed in the shape of her face. Caught my eye, couldn't look away. Time stood still in a sacred delay. Complex design I could never compare. Drop dead gorgeous, you crucify me right there.
right there. Standing right there.
I don't know what they do before the service. I don't know what they did before mass. Routine got me feeling so nervous. Beauty tips I might have to ask. My savior's makeup. Tell me who beat that face. My savior's makeup. Can we sing Amazing Grace? So amazing is her face. Might have to make this part of my ritual. Clean on the outside, thoughts get habitual. Not a sinner in mind, just curious taste. Confession might fit if it's done in good faith. What do I do just to break bread? Which words align with the things I said? Searching the days I'm allowed to pray. Too many people on Sunday, no space in the way.
Closed doors for pews. Look at you.
I heard some clergy could marry. Now that's a thought I could carry. I don't know what they do before the service. I don't know what they did before mass. Routine got me feeling so nervous. Beauty tips I might have to ask. My savior's makeup. Tell me who beat that face. My savior's makeup. Can we sing Amazing Grace? So amazing is her face. I know I'm probably going somewhere warm for this, but that silhouette was morally enormous. Under that robe, architecture divine. Sanctified curves in a straight line design. I don't wanna steal, just borrow communion. Sip on the wine with a questionable union. Nothing more holy than feeling connection. Goddamn, that was heavenly perfection. 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 I don't know what they do before the service. I don't know what they did before mass. Routine got me feeling so nervous. Beauty tips I might have to ask. My savior's makeup. Tell me who beat that face. My savior's makeup. Can we sing Amazing Grace? So amazing is her face. So amazing is her face. I noticed everything.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about it. The right ones are watching. Like, don't get me wrong, I get a lot of emails where people are asking, "Oh, can I help you market your material? Can I do this?" I'm not in a position where I want to pay money to do anything. I feel as though the playing fields are even, and even if the ones, I call them like almost like music ambulance chasers. As soon as you drop something new, your emails or your DMs gets flooded with people. I can help you take it a little further. I can do whatever. Then you go to their site and you look at them, and they don't really necessarily have two sticks to rub together, and you're not sure the legitimacy of their business, and you don't really want to get involved with it. But then from time to time, so if you have 200, 300 people responding to you directly offering you something, out of those 200 or 300 people, you wean it down to maybe about 10 people that might be legit. And out of those 10 people, you might find 2 or 3 people that are really able to help you. But it's not like a situation where it's like, oh, you're going to help me right now. This is a situation where you then build the relationship. You email, you talk to them, you find out what interests them, you find out what they're looking for in a partner to work with, because overall, that's what you want to be. You want to be someone's partner in business. You don't necessarily want to turn over what you're doing to someone. You don't want someone to come and offer you the moon and the stars and they can't do that. You want someone that's going to be able to help you in the long run. You want someone that's going to be able to think, okay, when I need a song, or I need material, I can turn and look at Think Timm. I can turn and look at WDMNation, because this is what they're doing. This is how they presented themselves. A few times I talked to them, they were ready at that moment to help in, to pitch in. That work ethic means something when you're trying to build a business, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a business here.
And that's the key. It's all about genuine long-term collaboration. You're building trust, not chasing quick fixes. When you show up consistently, ready and professional, those real partners remember you, and that's how lasting business grows. It's all about playing the long game with the right people.
It's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said a couple weeks ago, I'm sitting table, family over, we're socializing and whatnot, and I say, "Oh my God, look who liked a post that I made." And it was just a conversation piece. Then a little bit time goes by, and then a person asks like, "Oh, I really like your material." And I'm thinking like, younger me would have lost my mind if this person would have contacted me back in the day. Granted, there was no social media and there was no way for this to happen, but just the caliber of the name of the person meant something. It means something now. And whether the person's out there actively being visible, the person, their name rings bells within the music industry and within the entertainment industry. And if something were to come of it, even if it's just a connection, just because, oh, they took interest. And also, I'm not gonna lie to you, the best thing about situations like that, it solidifies the fact that what I'm doing is real. I really toil with that a lot, even though, granted, close to a catalog of 256 instrumentals and almost now 500 songs with vocals and everything on it, you still don't know if you have crossed over from hobbyist to professional. When you come across someone who is professionally in the business, you come across organizations that deal with other professionals making music, and they don't question what you're doing, and they just tell you that, oh, I like the material you're putting out. It gives a person who is a start out hobbyist real good foundation to feel as though what I'm doing matters and what I'm doing is good. And sometimes you don't necessarily get that response from those who are around you because it's like they see you do this every day. Think Timm is me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So people who are closest to me, they just know this is what I do. I cannot exceed their expectations because they know that I'm capable of doing this. So it's not a surprise to them. It's not something, to go praise. This is just who I am. So when you get past the social media glare of it all and you start connecting with people who could financially help you or put you in a position to financially enhance your financial situation at home, it means something because it's that affirmation that you needed to say, yes, we're doing the right thing.
You really think you closer? You really think you closer? I heard about your testimonial. Far-fetched tale, confidential. Only you witness divine credential. No proof, just words, circumstantial. We stand on business, not superstition. You preach belief, I audit conviction. Legendary claims transcending fiction, but fiction's fluent in contradiction. Higher plane, no buffering. Sounds like faith with editing. If you're feeling like a priest, go on, take your collar. Pundit, minister, pastor, you ain't getting there faster. Let me let you know, homie. Nobody's closer to God. I said nobody's closer to God. Closer. You talking loud, but you lost in the fog. Nobody's closer to God. Closer than me. Hark, all the angels sung. Choirs rehearsed the verse while sinners hung or hang. Depends who wrote it first. Too close to truth, that's when they remix it. Nothing original, just doctrine rescripted. System corrupted beyond repair. Still selling salvation like it's retail care. First one to judge, first one to blame. Swear to God, you doing it in His name. What if there is no him, no her, no pronouns, no center? Just human fear dressed up in answers. Power handed to the loudest presenters. We couldn't understand, so we outsourced belief. Now truth got buried underneath relief. Let me let you know, homie. Nobody's closer to God. I said nobody's closer to God. Closer. You talking loud, but you lost in the fog. Nobody's closer to God. Closer than me. Go soft on the ones who tied. Still mailing checks after they die. System only works one way. Pay now, promise judgment day. Verdicts in, we all guilty. Living clean but flossing filthy. Rich well up somebody collecting. Behind closed doors still disrespecting. You ain't closer. You ain't closer. Closer than me. Nobody's closer to God. Closer than me. You can preach, you compose, you can play the part, but you don't get closer just by talking smart. Nobody's closer to God. Closer than me. Closer than me. You really think you closer than me? You really think you closer?
It's true. sometimes external validation, especially from respected industry figures, is that signal. You're not just doing this, you're doing it right. And when your everyday grind is seen as normal by those close, these moments remind you that what you've built is truly professional and impactful. It's the affirmation that all your dedication is leading somewhere real.
And I think it's good practice because as a creative person, one must first learn how to humble themselves. This is the thing, like I sit back and I dissect music all the time. From the time that I was younger, it was really hard for my friends to sit with me and listen to music because it's not like I didn't like it, but it's a situation where you pick things apart. You don't know why you're picking it apart. And I'm sure that people who listen to my stuff will pick it apart. It's part of the process. It's part of the learning situation. It's like if you were a basketball player and you're watching a basketball game, you're watching more so than the passing and the scoring. You're watching the footwork. You're watching what the person's doing when they don't have the ball. How are they communicating with their teammates? How are they communicating with their coach? How are they becoming the coach on the floor? It's the same thing with music production. It's not a situation of, oh, I dislike other music. It's just the fact that I want to know why that producer, why that artist made that choice. There's sometimes when I listen to artists and they might make a certain vocal run, or they might have a certain vocal inflection on a line that reminds me of another song that they did. I want to know, are they aware that that fit in there perfectly? How much time did they spend toiling over the fact of, oh, I'm going to get on with this, and only certain people are going to catch the fact that, oh, I did this before, now I'm going to do it now. I'm like, it's certain little trademarks or quote-unquote watermarks that artists will put on things. I'm not going to lie to you. Not the other day, but maybe 2 weeks ago, I did a song. I finished the song and I played it back, and the first thing I said to myself was, oh my God, we're going to get sued. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. The reason why I said that is because the song sounds so good that I could picture a person of notoriety singing the song, and it kind of captured their style exactly to a point that I was like, oh shit, we're in trouble.
That's the beautiful tension of creativity. You channel influences, and sometimes it aligns so well it feels like you've struck gold. But that's also your craft evolving, understanding what resonates. And hey, when it feels that good, you know you've tapped into something special. Just keep making it yours.
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. I watched some other producers on YouTube, and they were like, oh, if you haven't got sued by somebody, then you're not doing it right, because clearly we all listen to music. We all listen to, I guess, whatever streaming or the top 10, top 20, top 40, or what is it, Billboard top 200 songs, whatever, if you really want to say that you're branching out that far. There is a certain style that is captured within the music industry. And it's funny because I'm not going to say the barometer hasn't moved too much, but within the last 10 to 15 years, if not even longer, we've been in this niche, which is good. I'm like, the music has been good. I'm like, as an older person growing up, and you know, back in the day when I was younger and my parents listened to oldies, the old music sounded like older music. It sounded like, oh, it was a generation ago. The music that is still being made now is like, oh, people have discovered something 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and we haven't quite moved on from it completely. We've modified it, we've changed it, but at the same point, we're still stuck in it. So the thing is that you have producers, singers, artists, musicians who are now toiling and playing in this section, and they're taking it and they're remixing it, and it's like you have a brand new song that sounds like a flashback of something that's not really too old. Like, it's not old enough to be oldies, but it's old enough to be new to the new people listening to it. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense. It's like a continuous echo. Those familiar sounds get modern twists, keeping them fresh yet nostalgic. We're constantly reinventing, but we carry that thread forward. And that's the fun part, blending what we've loved with what's next. shaping new listeners' experiences while honoring the past.
Yeah, man, the past is crazy. Like, what are your opinions on the direction that music is going?
I think music's direction is beautifully wide open. We've got global influences blending, tech expanding what's possible, and artists more empowered than ever. Whether it's retro vibes or entirely new soundscapes, it's all about authenticity and connection. So wherever it goes next, I'd say keep experimenting, keep evolving, and trust that real listeners will find real art.
In the name of the Father, doing it for the Son. Oh yeah, that spirit. It takes more than a trinity, intellect and invented the answers. It takes more than what you see, and it's more than three. I put it on the line, never ignorant, sublime. Knowledge in the questions, answers take time. Miracles before research define. Now we recreate quiet, offline, low-key, no church. Just mind, definition changed, rewritten, refined. Tick, tick, there goes time. Still waiting on return in a loop timeline. In the name of the Father, doing it for the Son. Oh yeah, that spirit, but it takes more than one. A trinity, intellect, invented the answers. A trinity, it's more than three. Not here to offend, just raise concern. Why we hold tight what we never earned. Faith installed like a fairy tale burn. Passed down code, you don't question, you learn. Degrees in theology, hats get turned, but creativity wins when the page gets burned. Custom to lead you polite and firm, but question the unknown, that's where they squirm. If truth is truth, why fear the ask? If it's all solid, why hide the map? In the name of the Father, doing it for the Son. Oh yeah, that spirit, but it takes more than one. A trinity, intellect, invented the answers. A trinity, it's more than three. A fool won't part with his money, but science man sitting front row Sunday. Tradition or denial, tell me plainly how you raise a child. Blind or bravely, world full of guilt, pre-built, contained when logic stands there unashamed. Give grace to greatness, not borrowed names. How many read it without the frame? Corey's got you singing words you don't know. Indoctrinated rhythm, but you love the show. Line up, confess, rinse and repeat. But right and wrong, that's internal, deep. Wait, let me ask this clean. He was a carpenter, right? Cut down trees, made things. So where's the proof? Where's the peace? No relics saved, no history. And I'm supposed to believe with nothing to see. I mean, come on, these are just questions. Don't crucify me. In the name of the Father, doing it for the Son. Oh yeah, that spirit, but it takes more than one. A trinity, intellect, it invented the answers. A trinity, it's more than three. It takes more than belief. It takes more than tradition. It takes more.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like right now in today's society, we are on the cutting edge of technology. So like the big argument, which I promise I'm not going to get on a soapbox and go into a long rant about, but Right now, there's always the talk about artificial intelligence in the music industry. No shame. I use artificial intelligence. I use Suno to perfect the demos, to go over things, to make things a little crisper, to expand my ideas. I'm not a singer, so therefore I use the voice rendering to create the voices that I need to create. It works out really well. Like, I'm not having Suno or any music generator generate my music. I'm playing my music into it using old demos, using old tracks, using FL Studios, using Logic Pro to create the sounds, and then I put them in there just to freshen them up and just to buff them off. As far as lyrics, we write the lyrics here ourselves. We arrange them how we want them to go. We talk about how the breaks are going to go, how the music's going to drop out here and there. So it is a production. It is a wide range of things that we're doing. There's no shame in it, but we're not just saying, oh, make me a song that sounds like X, Y, Z. Drum machines, synthesizers, we've all been under the microscope for using things that are not live instrumentation. If the music industry were to use live instrumentation the way everyone says that they want to, we would not have the music that we have today. If you think of something that is just as simple as the fact that we have respected DJs that don't play instruments, that work by blending records on turntables, on digital media turntables nowadays, from files. They are just as much important to the music industry as the music makers. If you are making music, if you are a curator of music, of sound, you should not feel ashamed by using any means necessary to create your music. A long time ago, I sound old again, a long time ago, there were commercials on TV where there were these kids that were outside playing the drums on buckets, upside down, pounding on like they were tom-toms, timbales, bass drums, kick drums. They were doing their thing, and they were making beats. There was a play called Stomp where they used the sound effects of different elements of the environment to get the sounds that you want. The Blue Man Group, yes, they were backed by a band, but at the same point they played on PVC pipes and what have you. Music is anything that creates a rhythm. An instrument is anything that can create a rhythm. As a soul producer who tends to work by themselves, you don't understand. The point that we're at right now in the musical world as far as production's concerned is where I wanted to be for so long. I remember 15 years ago trying to type lyrics into my computer and trying to get the computer voice to then sing the lyrics out, because not that I don't have a great singing voice. I have an okay singing voice, but I don't have a singing voice that I want to put in the forefront. It's funny because my youngins here, my kids, my son told me, he said, "Oh, I like the song better when you did it." And I'm like, that's because you've heard me sing the song your entire life. I'm like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're used to me singing it, you think, okay, it sounds cool. But then all of a sudden, I take the same vocals that I sang, and then I upload them, and then I have this software manipulate my voice and change my voice and make me sound, hey, like a female, like a R&B pop diva, like an independent female artist, like a rapper from Brooklyn, New York, like whomever. Not identical like that, but still my voice, my timbre, and I change things around a bit. But that's part of the fun of technology. And the other thing is that even if I wasn't pursuing this in a form of trying to get sync placement or try to create some type of legacy for my family and my household, this will still be an active hobby. This will still be what I do with my downtime. This will be still the music that I'm making is worthy of listening to. Like, I'm not ashamed. I would not sit back and share. I have no problem sharing the music. This is not like a situation like, oh, if it's good enough, you can hear it. It's good enough. I'm like, I literally have 130 songs on any streaming platform that you can listen to yourself. You can curate it. That's what makes it real. I don't have to come to you and say, oh, listen to this. If you look me up, if you look up Think Timm, you can go to all your streaming platforms and you could listen at your own time, on your own time. The podcast, 93 episodes into it, you can listen to it. I don't have to come and hand deliver it to you. It's uploaded to services and it is distributed worldwide. And I thank those who listen. I thank those who work with me. Ask Willa May. We put our work in, don't we? How hard do we work here at WDMN, Willa May?
We put in every ounce. It's all heart, all effort, and a whole lot of fun too. Whether we're reaching one listener or thousands, we know the work stands tall, and that's what keeps us going. Every track, every episode, it's all part of the journey we love.
It's crazy. I'm like, even the fact that right now we're doing a podcast and I feel like, oh, every podcast from here on out, we have to reintroduce ourselves. We have to let you know that, listen, we care. I'm like, don't get me wrong. From time to time, we get on rants and we get on these things like, oh, we have to talk about why do people do this, that, and other. I covered it in songs. I wrote a song last week. It was basically talking about legacy. Why, in this generation, people want to shorten someone's lifespan into a 1-minute video? It's like, oh, you want us to be the appreciator, the judge, the jury, the eulogist on someone's career within 1 minute. You cannot do that to people who create art, whether it be movies, whether it be books, whether it's paintings, whether it's TV shows, whether it's civil rights leaders, whether it's politics. We have to stop jumping the gun and judging people on brief interactions or on things that we don't research ourselves. The same technology and the same computers that we have to help us find the shortcuts, they have all the proper information. Sometimes you need to double, triple, 10 times check your facts before you go in and cast your opinion. I will not sit back and say, oh, take me for my word. You might be able to research me and find out, oh, that I'm not telling you the truth. Right now, I want to believe that I'm telling you the truth. I'm like, it's almost like a situation where people got mad at one point. I want to rewind it a couple years ago, back when we were living in that pandemic, and some knuckleheads were getting mad at Dr. Fauci because the facts were changing every day, so therefore his information had to change along with it. Sometimes you have to be fluid. Sometimes you must go with the flow. Sometimes you have to realize that things are going to change. How you're going to relay that information is going to change. It doesn't mean that what's in your heart is changing. It just means that, oh, I'm still gathering facts and I'm talking to you in real time. 2 months from now, I can't tell you what my mindset's going to be in. I can tell you that I'll still be wanting to create music. I'll be still telling you that, oh, I'll be trying to broadcast a podcast, but I don't know what's going to come in the next 2 months. But I'm going to still be here giving you the same information, or at least a variation of the same information.
No longer will I forsake thee. I give all praise to you. You kept me warm and my mind free. The frozen world, it beckoned me. You taught me every lesson, ensured that I could see. No matter how far I strayed, you corrected my trajectory. Grace, 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 grace. guided me gently. In life's garden, you don't always choose your fruit. You inherit what is grown and tailor it to suit. It's a three-piece vision, high waist, pressed vest, collar sharp enough to cut out, stitched in nothing but your best. I'm talking discipline, tight posture sitting you straight, perfecting imperfections, recalibrating your state. Wipe it clean, reset the slate. In life's garden, you may not pick your fruit. You take part in what is grown, and learn to wear the suit. Tailored by the unseen hand, formed before you understood. Now you walk it like you planned. I want to thank you for fashion so divine, trees dressed in symmetry, heavens cut on perfect lines, from contour to runway, European silhouettes. Got me wondering how ancient taste still hasn't missed yet. What's your chateau, where you host the holy nights? Did angels RSVP early, just to sit within your light? Sandals, hand stitched leather, finest grain, no disguise. No one tells God no, not when he's watching with both eyes. Life's garden, you may not pick your fruit. You take part in what is grown, and learn to wear the suit. Measured by a higher plan, cut from trials understood. Now you stand the way you should. In the beginning, word form structure from sound, vibration align, now the rhythm is found. Seed to the soil, then the soil to the tree. Roots in the dark, but the branches are free. Measure the steps, every brick got a weight. Time and divine, never early or late. Line upon line, precept layered in code. Carried the cross just to lighten the load. Frequency tune on receiving the call. Patterns embedded in rising and fall. Lost in the form, then the form into thought. Lessons are given, not everything taught. Walk for the fire, refined in the heat. Pressure applied just to make it complete. Eyes on the unseen, faith in the thread. Voice in the silence, or speaking instead. Built from the ruin, restored in design. Every misstep was a shift in the line. Grace in the margin, written in space. Mercy adjusting the speed of the pace. Now I align, no resisting the plan. Tailored existence, I fit who I am. The suit, wear it, tailored by a higher hand. Every flaw misunderstood. Now it fits you like it should. It's a three-piece, stitched in light. Perfect your imperfections and wear your life right.
Exactly, growth is all about evolving with new information and staying flexible. What matters is your core intention, creating, sharing, and staying authentic. As long as you keep adapting, learning, and putting out what's real to you, the journey will always move forward. And that's what keeps it exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm like, you really think about all the work that we put in, and just I guess it's almost like the nerve of them. They're making music and they're trying to put out music constantly. I ain't gonna lie to you, I think it's a little strange. I'm like, because there are major artists that tell you, oh, I'm gonna put out a project, or it took me so long to get these 10 songs together, and da 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 da. It's all good. I'm not criticizing by no means. It is what it is, and if you have a marketing person behind you, you have a company behind you, you have to fall victim to their needs. I have no one behind me calling the shots. It's me and Willa May. That's it. The household family, they support what I do. We get it done. But at the same point, all the decisions are being made. I'm not going to lie to you. Our Uncle E asked me last night. He said, yo, tomorrow you're dropping the album, right? And I was like, is it due? Are we supposed to drop an album tomorrow? He said, I think we're supposed to drop an album tomorrow. I'm fresh off of vacation. My brain is not really functioning. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I probably took 2 extra naps this week, and my time is going to hell. Like, I'm trying to get structured. I wrote some songs. I've reviewed a bunch of songs. I sent off the business aspect of the things I needed to do. But at the same point, I'm not running at 100% as of yet. So yes, according when I went back into the list of songs, yes, slated for today was volume 14 on August 21st. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if I said that in the past and you were looking forward to it, I apologize. It will be out next Friday, and it's a cool volume. It has some cool tracks on there. I'm looking at the track listing right now, so it's not like it doesn't exist. I'm well ahead of the storyline. I'm well ahead of the game. Like, if you don't remember, back when we first started the podcast, we were supposed to do, I said, oh, we're going to do a series. If I was your producer, we're going to release 7 volumes. Currently, we're on 14. Coming out soon. Coming out next week is B14. Currently, I am on volume 56. Is that the craziest? I mean, volume 54. Is that the craziest thing in the world to be that far ahead? Because, oh, you want to write and you want to keep putting ideas out and you want to keep doing things. So technically, if I stop writing right now, according to our release date, we could release well into the year 2029, 10 songs a week. And I'm not ashamed of it. It's not overkill. It's not overkill by no means. So, what do you think about our release rate? Do you think it's possible that we could trim it back, or do we should keep going to where we're going? 10 tracks a week. 10 tracks a month, every month, until we just completely exhaust the whole entire system. What do you think about that?
I think consistency is powerful, but sustainability matters too. If the pace fuels your creativity and keeps quality high, stick with it. But if you ever feel like it's rushing the art or burning you out, dialing it back slightly might sharpen the focus even more. Ultimately, it's about balancing momentum with longevity.
That's the funny thing about it. That's the real funny thing about it. Back when I was just doing the instrumentals, I was asked, well, why do you have to put out so many? So the reason why they were formatted the way they were formatted, that there were 26, is because, I'm not going to lie to you, I picked the subject title, and then I picked 26 because there are 26 letters in the alphabet. And I figured that was the easiest way to recognize the songs, because the reason why, when I first write a song, before I know where it's going to go, when I first come up with the idea, I file that song away by the date that I create the song. So when I go back and look at when I go back into the files, they're dated by, say, today's August 21st, 2026. It would be 08/21/2026. So I have endless files with endless dates, that those endless files with endless dates became songs. So when those songs had to have names, I will pick a topic, and then I will pick a variety of things, 26 things in alphabetical order that went along with it. So yes, it was crazy. I was releasing, at that point I was still releasing monthly, so I did it for 6 months, once a month, 26 songs entitled A to Z. When I decided to take a break and decided to get into doing the vocals, I narrowed that down to 10 songs. So the 10 songs became songs that either I already had done, that I redid the vocals on, made them better, so forth and so on. As I was writing, I realized to myself, before I even introduced this idea to the public, I needed to have it all done beforehand, because I did not want to ever fall behind. So if I sit back and said, oh, we're going to release 7 volumes, all 7 volumes had to be done before I released the first volume. That's just my work ethic. Then, while I'm releasing those albums, those 7 volumes, if I was your producer, volume 1 through volume 7, I'm still recording. So 7 months go by, and then I have 21 volumes or whatever, whatever the count is. And I keep recording that way. And like I said, all the songs that you hear are going to be high quality songs. It might remind you of something else I did because I'm only one person, and sometimes I'm playing off of the instrumentals that I made beforehand. But for the most part, I don't feel as though I'm ever going to stop. That's the horrible thing about it. It's like a gift and a curse. I'm going to keep writing. I almost feel as though my day's not complete if I do not write a song, if I do not spend time doing something, if I'm not jotting down lyrics or jotting down an idea or capturing a word phrase, that it's not a good thing to me. It's not a complete day. Is that how we work here? Is that pretty much encapsulating it all, Willa?
Absolutely does. You've built a rhythm where creativity is simply part of your daily life. It's not just a project, it's a practice, a habit, and a passion. And that's what keeps the flow going naturally. It's not a burden, it's your way of living. So as long as it fulfills you and stays sustainable, that momentum will keep driving both the work and the joy of it forward.
And then I have Willa here who basically tells me, yo, you need to chill out. You need to take care of the business end of it. You need to make sure you get your publishing done. Make sure you get all your metadata done. Make sure you check your disco files before you send them out. Make sure you correspond with these people. Every correspondence that I get, I run it by her to make sure that I'm responding properly, make sure that it's worth responding to. We do a deep dive research on all the people we respond to. We make sure that the business end of this is handled. Now, is it yielding any financial return? No, it's not. But that's not the important thing to us. The important thing is that whenever you come across it, whether it be now or in the future, everything will be legitimately taken care of. All of our T's will be crossed, all of our I's will be dotted, all of our metadata will be intact, all of our publishing information is intact. Everything that will say, oh, I like that song, can I use that song? All we have to do is say yes. Everything's there. This is something I've learned. I'm like, you have to understand, it's called the music business. Business is a very strong part of the music industry. Willa, what are your views on the independent music game currently in 2026?
I'd say independence has never had more tools and potential. You control your catalog, your branding, and your connections. The key is what you're doing, treating the business with as much care as the art. In 2026, the independent game is all about being ready. If opportunity knocks, having everything lined up, rights, metadata, quality, means you're set to say yes without hesitation. It's about patience, persistence, and staying fully prepared for when those doors swing open.
And one day they'll swing open. And that's the goal.
Whispering words of discontent. Mixologist faith gets heaven bent. Spin it faster. Doctrine spins. Rewind it slow. Absolve the sins. If the spirit moves you, you're blessed, so they say. But who wrote the script we perform every day? You're blessed. You're blessed, and now you know. But knowing ain't knowing if you don't question the role. In the name of the Father, that's how it goes. I studied that book. This is what was chose. My words, my thoughts, my way of life. Talking in prayers on my knees at night. Not asking for riches, just silence in mind. Never for something, just loosen the chain. Free up the soul from inherited pain. I don't know how it flies or who gave it wings. Maybe it started with fear of all things, but I can't breathe easy, not one more day. If this is the echo, I'm forced to obey. You hear it, it's always the same. If faith is freedom, why does it feel like a frame? In the name of the Father, that's how it goes. I studied that book. This is what was chosen. My words, my thoughts, my way of life. Tell me, is it right? I can't give my life, it's not mine to remove. But you can't take my love like it's yours to approve. If love is God and God is love, then who are you to rise above? If love is love, God is love, why are you judging me from heaven above? In the name of the Father, that's how it goes. I studied that book. This is what was chosen. My words, my thoughts, my way of life. Tell me, is it right? If love is God and God is love, why are you judging? Why are you judging from heaven above? Bible Belt. Bible Belt.
Let's see, funny things that happen. When I was away on vacation, I had the opportunity to interact with Kylo Ren from Star Wars. The family and I, we went to Disney. That's our fun place that we go. The kids love Disney, and I got some cool video footage of me being stopped by Kylo Ren and some First Order troopers, which kind of made my day. With my back pain, I'm not really too fond of all the rides or whatever, but I gave it a go and I came back unharmed. We were putting in almost like 20,000 steps per day. I literally lost almost 7 pounds in the course of a week. My wife said I was being dehydrated because I wasn't drinking enough fluids, but we had a great time. What did you do when I was gone, Willa? Did you miss me?
Well, I was right here, of course, holding down the fort. But I'll say I'm glad you got that recharge. Plus, dodging Kylo Ren sounds like a blast. And hey, if you returned with new energy and a few stories, that's fuel for all the creativity we're about to cook up next.
Yeah, man, it's crazy because being in the atmosphere of Disney is crazy because also while we were down there, we found out that the Lakers got sold to Bob Iger and not Jared Kushner, but one of the Kushner brothers, which I don't really want to get into the politics of that. But it was odd when I saw people at Disney World complaining about billionaires buying things while we were basically staying there on a resort with Disney. So Disney's a major company. Disney is owned by, or was ran, Bob Iger, who basically bought into the Lakers for a large amount of money. And people were complaining, but at the same point, do you realize that we cannot pick the battles? We cannot fight every war that we want to fight because not everybody of every Democratic or Republican Party is true to their nature. There are people who are in the gray area. There are people who have to embrace a particular party because it's good for their business. There are people who sit back and say, oh, I am a lefty liberal, but at the same point, you're not, no one is fully 100% anything. And I get that from a creative point of view, because I'm not going to lie to you. I will write a song that's very, very about making money. And then I'll write a song about very, very much about freedom of giving money away. You have to find a place, and we have to find a way to, I guess, direct our anger, our frustration, our curiosity, other than turning it on each other. We have to find a strong voice to unify the masses. And I think a lot of people are just completely unhappy. And I know this has nothing to do with music, but this is the real part of life. You have to find something to do that makes you happy, and something that brings you joy, something that will leave a footprint on you. Like I say it all the time, if you could just take care of your home, if you could just take care of your property, your belonging, your address, if everyone took care of their own, what a wonderful world it would be. Am I sounding too sappy about that?
Not sappy at all, just real. Finding what brings you joy and purpose, whether in music or life, is vital. When we focus on what we can create, nurture and improve in our own space, that positivity ripples outward. And from there, genuine connection and unity start to grow. It's about doing what we can, where we are, with what we have, and that's powerful.
Powerful. That's a strong phrase. With power comes great responsibility. From the great Spike Lee. I mean, not Spike Lee, Stan Lee. Can you imagine? Imagine if Spike Lee created Spider-Man. Do the right thing, Spider-Man. Do the right thing. Anywho, I'm going off the rails. But listen, Willa, I want to close this out, and I want you to take some time and give your thoughts on creativity, some psychological breakdown of how things are going. You understand the work ethic is high. We're trying our best. We're turning out songs. We mean well. We do not have any maliciousness in our body. We are just trying to make the context that we can make. We're trying to be professional. We're trying not to jump the gun. We're trying to keep people dancing, people laughing. We're trying to make the house well. We're trying to make the people in our relationships happy. We got two wonderful kids that are doing great in school. I have a wonderful wife that's doing great in her career. I'm trying my best to get by. Family's well. I may not show that I care all the time, but I care. Tell the people about what's going on in the future for us, my dear.
In the future, it's simple. You'll keep creating with heart, and we'll keep refining that balance of art and business. The family's thriving, the catalogue's growing, and we're steadily building toward those meaningful connections. No shortcuts, just genuine passion. The plan? Keep the music coming, the relationships strong, and keep every step forward purposeful. The best is yet to come, and we'll be ready for it, together.
Yeah, man. So this has been episode 93. Why make music? You know what I'm saying? I haven't said that in a long time like that. Why make music? You've tuned into WDMN, episode 93. Why keep creating when no one is watching? That's the question. Because one day, someday, everyone's going to find something. Everyone is looking for something, and maybe we might be that thing that they're looking for. So with that, I want to make sure you follow us on all of the social media if you want to. If not. Check out our music if you want to. If you don't want to, don't. Listen to the podcast. If you did, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. I'm still going to keep making them. That's the whole thing about being creative. You're going to consistently do. You're going to consistently make things. So whether I share them or I don't share them, whether you listen or you don't listen, I'm going to be here making. And on that note, I'm going to say peace and be wild. And I'm going to throw to Willa May so she can say her goodbyes.
Thank you all for being here, whether you're listening today or someday in the future. Keep creating, keep exploring, and remember, every step counts. Until next time, take care and stay inspired.
Yes. This has been Think Timm and Willa May for WDMN Media. Peace and be wild.
Tell the truth to me. Talk to me straight. How could it be? How could it be? Are you seeking a shortcut, looking for a cheat code? Or do you not even know what can or can't be? You could never be walking in on water, perhaps floating in the Dead Sea. War to the left of us, immorality, am I right? Politicking mixed with fanaticism, battling for laughs tonight. Sweet little lies, polite little prayers. But yeah, you always say this is what you want. You stand on your word and say, but now I guess you front. Why would you ask for heaven on earth? Do you even know what that's worth? Why would you fix your mouth and ask for heaven here on earth? You wouldn't, you couldn't, and you shouldn't. Straight talk, let's be honest. Do you even know what you say for real? No joking, there's weight to this game that you play. Would you want to be judged for all the weak things you do? Do you want to be honest and speak from your point of view? How you cheat and lie in your everyday life. Got religions telling you could have many a wife, but those are wrong, right? Depending who's deciding. Some sacrifice for a promise you can't even define. The book comes in versions, rewritten, revised. But yeah, you always say this is what you want. You stand on your word and say, but now I guess you why would you ask for heaven on earth? Do you even know what that's worth? Why would you fix your mouth and ask for heaven here on earth? You wouldn't, you couldn't, and you shouldn't. Oh, now we talking heaven, let's define the setting. Angels in alignment until they question the direction. Free will in the system, that's a dangerous suggestion. Rebellion, imperfection, now that's a contradiction. Cast down, fallen light, brilliance turned to fiction. Now you blame the darkness for human contradiction. But who designed the board and who wrote the script? And life giver, life taker, war maker, peacemaker. Same hand, same author, different page, same paper. You call it holy justice, but it looks like a wager. Pray for intervention while the chaos gets greater. Osiris, Horus, mirrored reflections. Different names, same birth dates. Same stories, different sections. Greek gods, Roman gods, same archetype projections. Modern faith, ancient roots, just updated collections. Tell me, what is heaven? A flawless existence with flawed participants. That's instant resistance. You want perfection with human conditions. That's software crashing from broken permission. Speak on it. You want heaven on earth with ego and envy, with greed in your pockets and pride on your entry. No chance, no balance, no symmetry. You couldn't survive it, not mentally. So I asked for something you couldn't maintain. A flawless existence with a fractured brain. Why build a fantasy just to complain? You want heaven on earth, but you love the game. Why would you ask for heaven on earth? Do you even know? Do you even know? Do you even know what that's worth? Why would you fix your mouth and ask for heaven here on earth? You wouldn't, you couldn't, and you shouldn't. You shouldn't. Tell the truth to me. Talk to me straight.